Since the beginning of time, human hearts have been drawn to stories. Stories that do more than entertain. Stories that awaken the soul, revealing hidden paths of love, longing, and understanding. Among the greatest storytellers was Mawlana, whose Masnavi opens with tales that illuminate the deepest truths of human life. Today, we embark on one such tale, the story of a king, a handmaiden, a goldsmith, and the divine physician. This is a story of love, of attachment, of sacrifice, and ultimately of liberation. In a distant kingdom, resplendent with gold, marble, and the fragrance of jasmine, there ruled a king known across many lands for both his wisdom and his strength. His palace was a marvel of artistry, with towering spires that caught the sunlight, flowing fountains whose waters shimmered like threads of silver, and gardens blooming with every imaginable flower, their petals scattering perfumes that lingered in the air. From the outside, it seemed as if this king possessed everything that a human heart could desire: power, wealth, admiration, and beauty beyond measure. And yet, beneath all his power and splendor, the king felt an emptiness. A quiet longing stirred within him, a whisper of desire he could not name. It haunted him in the stillness of night, when the music of the court was silenced, when the laughter of courtiers faded into the shadows, and when the vast marble halls seemed to echo back only his own lonely footsteps. One morning, seeking respite from the weight of his crown, the king rode through the bustling marketplace of his capital. It was a place alive with color, voices, and scents. Merchants called out their wares with the rhythm of song, their stalls laden with spices that gleamed like jewels, saffron gold, cinnamon brown, and pepper black as ink. Among this sea of life, the king's gaze suddenly halted. He saw her, a young handmaiden, carrying a heavy jar of water. Her steps were light despite her burden, her presence unassuming yet radiant. Her face bore no adornment, yet her eyes reflected a quiet intelligence. And when she smiled faintly at a child who passed her, it was as though the sun had risen within her. The king felt his chest tighten, a fire igniting deep within him. This was not mere beauty he beheld, but the spark of a soul that resonated with his own secret longing, the echo of something forgotten yet deeply familiar. Without hesitation, he commanded that she be brought to his palace. His attendants hurried to obey, though whispers of surprise rippled among the marketplace. The handmaiden, trembling and uncertain, was brought before him. She bowed low, unaware of the monumental change about to unfold in her life. The king, with all his might and authority, adorned her with silks of crimson and gold, placed her in a chamber scented with jasmine and rose, and surrounded her with music, flowers, and attendants who leapt to fulfill her every need. He thought to himself, surely now she would feel joy. Surely now she would understand she had been lifted into a paradise of earthly delight. And for a brief time, the palace seemed to hum with joy. A handmaiden, dazzled and cautious, tried to smile, to laugh, to step lightly in her new world. The king's heart swelled with pride and relief. He imagined he had fulfilled some cosmic purpose, capturing beauty and joy itself within the walls of his palace. But soon, the delicate harmony faltered. Her laughter grew rare. Her cheeks grew pale. Her steps, once light, became hesitant. The music that once filled her room now seemed distant to her ears. Herbs and sweetmeats, jewels and silks. Even the songs of the finest musicians could not rouse her spirit. The king, who had believed his will could command even joy, now felt helpless as he watched the handmaiden wither like a flower deprived of sunlight. Physicians from across the lands were summoned. They brought with them golden vials of tonics, silver bowls of potions, scrolls filled with elaborate remedies. They prescribed diets of fruits and broths, baths in scented oils, and draughts mixed with honey and herbs. Days passed. Weeks passed. Still, nothing restored her strength. Nothing rekindled her spirit. She grew weaker, her eyes shadowed by some sorrow no medicine could touch. The king, once proud and unshakable, now sat at her side in anguish, his hands trembling as he brushed her hair from her fevered brow. He walked the gardens at night, but their fountains mocked him with their laughter. Their flowers mocked him with their beauty. At last he knelt beneath the starry sky, the crown heavy in his hands, and prayed, "O Lord, you are the healer of all hearts. These men, wise though they may be, cannot cure her. If there is a remedy for her suffering, let it come from you. Take my crown, take my throne, take my life itself. I surrender all, only restore her health, only bring light to her heart." That night, while the palace slept, a radiant figure appeared in his vision. The figure spoke without words, yet its meaning was clear as a bell tolling in the silence. "Fear not, O king. Tomorrow a physician shall arrive, sent by the divine. Trust him. He will see not only her body, but her heart. Through his guidance, she will heal." At dawn, as the sun cast its first golden rays upon the palace domes, a stranger appeared at the gate. He was calm, composed, radiant with quiet authority. His robes were simple, yet his presence carried a weight that silenced those around him. The king welcomed him with both desperation and hope. The physician entered the handmaiden's chamber. He did not touch his vials, nor prescribe potions. He simply observed her with deep eyes, asking no hurried questions. Hours passed in silence. At last, he spoke with a voice that seemed to pierce not just the ear, but the soul. "Your Majesty, her illness is not of the body. Her spirit is heavy, her heart restless. She is lovesick. She longs for another. Until this longing is understood, no medicine can restore her." The king's face paled. "Another? Who dares claim her heart?" "A goldsmith from your city," replied the physician gently. "She loves him, and it is this love, pure yet misdirected, that binds her heart and saps her strength. She must confront this truth. Only then can her spirit be healed." The king's heart trembled. Could he release what he most desired? Could he value her joy above his own longing? For hours he walked alone, through silent halls, past the murmuring fountains, beneath the stars that offered neither answer nor comfort. Finally, with tears in his eyes, he returned to the physician and whispered, "If this is the cure, let it be so. Even if it costs me all, even if my heart is wounded, let her be healed." The goldsmith was brought to the palace. When the handmaiden saw him, a light returned to her face. Color bloomed on her cheeks. Her laughter returned, and for the first time in weeks, the palace felt alive again. Musicians struck their strings with vigor, servants bustled with joy, and the king, though pierced by sorrow, felt relief in seeing her renewed. Yet the physician knew the heart's joy could be fleeting. The love she felt was not yet the reflection of true understanding, but a shadow of desire. Slowly, as days passed, illusions faded. She began to perceive reality. The love she had felt was not eternal, but a mirror of longing, not the reflection of the soul itself. Her eyes, once clouded with yearning, grew clear with understanding, and so she healed. Her body regained strength. Her laughter softened with serenity. Her steps grew steady once more. The king realized a profound truth. Love cannot be forced, cannot be possessed, cannot be measured by wealth or power. True love frees. True love surrenders. Seasons turned in their rhythm. Spring filled the gardens with blossoms. Summer ripened fruits and swelled the air with fragrance. Autumn painted leaves with fire. Winter laid quiet snow upon marble courtyards. Through them all, the handmaiden moved with new grace, her eyes bright not only with affection, but with wisdom. The king, watching from a distance, felt his own heart transformed. Desire had burned in him like fire, but now it cooled into the steady warmth of understanding. He saw that to truly love her was not to claim her, but to witness her growth, her liberation. One evening, as the sky blushed with twilight, the handmaiden approached the king. Her eyes, steady and serene, met his. "Your Majesty," she said softly, "you could have demanded my loyalty, my affection, my presence, yet you did not. You surrendered your desire to possess me. In doing so, you have taught me what it means to love freely, to see clearly, to cherish without binding. I am healed not only in body, but in spirit. For this, I honor you." The king felt tears welling in his eyes. He understood then, more deeply than ever, that love is not ownership. Love is witnessing, supporting, and allowing the other soul to flourish. Over time, the palace returned to a serene rhythm. Gardens bloomed, fountains sang, music rose gently at dawn and dusk. The handmaiden walked in the gardens with quiet dignity, her laughter now a rare but precious jewel, resonant with understanding. The king, once restless and bound by longing, now walked among his people and courtiers with a heart expanded by wisdom. He was no longer merely a ruler of lands, but a ruler of himself. And in that mastery, he found the peace he had sought all his life. Rumi's voice echoes through this tale. Cling not to desire, for it binds the soul. Embrace the flow of the divine, and you will find freedom. Love is the bridge from longing to awakening. Possession blinds. Surrender illuminates. And in the quiet moments, as the sun rises over the palace spires and the wind dances through the gardens, the king and the handmaiden understood that the truest treasures are not of gold, but of the heart, lessons of surrender, wisdom, and freedom that neither time nor circumstance could diminish. Thank you for watching. Let's meet again in another story.